please help me welcome the directors and producers of the film who did a lot more than just directing and producing from what I saw in the credits here. We're going to start with Patrick A. Stewart.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And Muna Stewart. Gina Angeloon. Man who needs no introduction but participated in the film, Mr. Makram Khouri. And to lead this group of hoodlums, please welcome back Shlomi Eldar, who will moderate. Shlomi is a journalist and directed the film Precious Life that we screened here, and just moderated another conversation, and we look forward to this one. Thank you, Shlomi.
Thank you very much. Okay. Where is the hummus? Good evening, everybody. Patrick, why Akko? What brings you to Akko?
Well, why Akko? I'll try and truncate my description of this story, but Mona and I have been married for 25 years or so, and as an American, I knew little about the Palestinian situation when I first met her. And after meeting her and learning way more than I thought that I knew, and being a cinematographer for so many years, I've been thinking about, well, how can we tell this story? You know, what's the best way? And I would see these documentaries come and go, and I go, well, that one's been done, and now that one's been done. And it very simply happened. We were on vacation, Mona and myself and our two children, Hannah and Noah, in Israel, Palestine, and we were in Akka visiting some family friends, sitting there down on the water, having lunch, and looking up, eating a piece of fish, and seeing these kids jumping off the wall. And it was, you see kids jumping off of lots of things, but this was magnificent. So we all got sort of taken by the sight of it and finished our meal, made our way to that part of town. I had a very nice still camera with me, and I just simply took some still pictures, a whole series of still pictures, and I'm sure there have been many thousands of beautiful pictures of these kids been taken. We sort of took that as like, what an experience, what a moment in life. God, we saw these kids jumping, amazing. A couple of days later, I think we were in Jerusalem transferring the pictures to the computer, and now it's on a bigger screen. And I saw these pictures, going by, and I thought, oh my gosh, these are amazing. These, a picture is with 1,000 words. This is 10,000 words. This said so much. It was so simple. And it was actually from that idea that we thought, is there something here? Let's find out about it. And we found out that these kids just weren't jumping, that their fathers jumped, and they're not just boys, there were girls that jumped, and their grandparents and great-grandparents all jumped. So I thought, wow, this is perfect. Cinematographically, we've got this jump that these kids make. We've got this string that we can carry for generations. We find out that it's, a thrill, it's a rite of passage, it's a leap of faith, whatever you want to call it. Maybe this is how we can tell the story of at least the Palestinian Israelis, or the Israeli Palestinians, however you want to designate them. And let's tell their story through these pictures. So,
did you try to jump before?
Before, no.
And Mona?
Not before, during, or after.
And Mona, did you jump from this wall?
We have 2 teenagers, so we thought we better stay alive so we can take care of them until they grow up.
But Malcolm, you jumped.
I did.
Of course I did. Jumped or just fell?
No, I jumped.
And what was the feeling?
I don't know. As I describe it, as far as I remember, it was a real thrill. It's showing off, first of all. You want to show off that you can do it. And there was a lot of tourists taking pictures. Honestly. It's in that area opposite Abu Kristo. I remember in the 50s and the 60s, and it was a habit. And I don't know, when you're young, you do it for the sake of doing it, like you want to ride a horse from the first time, like you want to do something, courageous. So yes, I did it.
Well, the film is about Akko or about the Israeli Arab? The film about Akko or just yes?
Yeah, the question? I think it's about both.
Both what? Discrimination?
I'm sorry?
Discrimination of the Arab Israelis?
It's about the Arab-Israeli conflict, and Akka is a specific place, and it ended up being the place where the film took place. But as the story developed, and it told it perhaps in a less predictable, less conflict-ridden approach. So.
And Gina, how did you pick up the stories, the figures?
It started with Patrick saying to me, I took these great pictures and it's really interesting. And I happened to be in Israel in December 2011 doing another film there. And so he said, check it out. So I went, and Mona met me there, and we met with Makram. And we did the first series of interviews with Makram, and we filmed some jumpers. And
Hummus.
we ate a lot of hummus. Because I really felt, I honestly felt, he said, there's the kids, they jump, and it's beautiful. And I said, yeah, there's like a 5-minute film about jumping. So let's see if what's really there, if there's really a story. Because you don't want to ever impose a metaphor like that onto a situation, the leap of faith. But it was truly their metaphor, and they owned it. And the more we spoke with Makram and the other people there, and we realized that it was really a much bigger, deeper story. So what would happen is that we hired a local cameraman to help us, and he knew all the people of the town and people through Makram, and Mona would meet people, and we would sort of show up at the door and knock at the door, and one person would lead us to the next, and that's how we discovered our sort of cast of characters.
Makram, the situation for the Israeli Arab is really so bad.
Let's talk about the people of Akka.
Let's talk
That's
about
why
the people
we
of
are
Akka.
here.
Okay. The
Because
situation of
we need
people
to
in
talk
Akka,
about
the
Akka
Arab
is a microcosm for the situation of the Israeli Arabs. Of course, it's not black and white; it's life. But the people of Akka, you could, if we focus on them, you could understand a lot of what's happening for the Israeli Arabs in Israel. What's happening right now is like trying to capitalize, meaning to throw out the people and get other people in the old city of Acre. Why? Because they want to make it almost like Jaffa. And that's the reality. I'm not talking now, I'm not going into politics, I'm talking about something I feel that I must talk about as a native of Akko. I'm not born there, but I was brought up there. For 14 years I lived there. My best years were in Akka, and I feel that I need to do something for my people there. And what's happening there is really bad, because first of all, for many years, people of Akka couldn't renovate their houses. They had this law that I couldn't, because the sea makes the stones very damp, so you need to fill cement between the stones and take care of your house. It was forbidden for many years. Last 10 years, they abolished this law and they said, well, now you can do that.
Okay.
You can do that, but many good families left the old city and left to Galilee or to Haifa and to other places. And one of them is my family too. But the reason is to make the inhabitants feel to be in misery. The police could close one eye and open the other for the drug problems. There's a lot, you know. We want you to feel bad so you could leave. Now, for the last 10 years, they had a new law because there is this חברת Akko.
Yes.
How do you call it?
The company.
A company of
Company
Akko. It's a
Akko,
government company that could buy houses from you, you know, and leave it. And they leave it for, now they are starting to sell these houses
The reason
for millions.
is only investment.
Pardon?
The reason is only investment. Finalizing it.
It's, you know, who's coming to buy, you know, these
It's
houses?
close to the sea.
No, it's rich people. It's
Rich
like
people.
a guy who could have a Jewish guy who would buy a restaurant and another restaurant and another old house, and he's making hotels, and he's clever. Okay, fine, but why they don't sell it to me? They won't sell it to me.
No.
Sorry,
They
That's the
sold it to
reality.
the rich people.
That is not true. I mean, excuse me. I would suggest that you also let the audience ask questions.
I'll give the audience to ask questions. Believe me, I'll give the audience to get
100%.
Baba,
100%.
I'll give the
Wait,
audience.
I'm from Akko. They won't sell it to me.
Okay.
Let an interviewer ask his questions,
They
and
won't.
the audience will have every chance to
I'll
speak.
give the audience to ask questions, but my question is to Mona. Do you think that you also lost Akko?
Do I think that personally?
Yes, personally, of course.
I identified with what I saw, and I was touched by what the people shared with us. So, in answer to your question, you know, yes.
The story of the people in Akko is a different story from the other Arab cities. Gina?
I feel like there has been, the same thing happened in Jaffa, and we can name other places, that there's been sort of a cut and paste strategy in Israel to sort of move Arab populations out and move other populations in.
By plan? That's my
By-
question. By plan?
Yes.
Do you think it's by plan? Judaism, the Akko and...
Judaization, yes.
Too far,
Judaization.
Shlomi. This is too far. You are going too
No,
far.
I'm just asking you.
You're taking the conversation to places which we don't want to talk about. We're talking about Akko. Honestly, it's not black and white. The situation in Haifa is different. Of course, it's different. In Akko, it's intentionally doing that for many, many, many years. You know, and they are succeeding.
Because when you see a slogan in Nazareth, when I forgot his name, the mayor of the Nazareth now, that he was to drop out of the Arab, Israeli Arab from his city, it's not a different. It's not the same.
I don't know. That's Nazareth. You want to talk about Nazareth? I don't know much about it, honestly.
Yes.